your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drop.
There is something almost magical about a karaoke bar on an ordinary Tuesday night. Regular people, ordinary voices, enormous courage. And then, sometimes, the door swings open. Here are 10 moments when real pop stars walked into public bars and turned someone's karaoke night into a story they would tell for the rest of their lives. If music and the moments that stop you cold interest you, consider subscribing so you never miss a video like this. Number 10. Ed Sheeran.
Thinking out loud, but baby, we found love.
In a pub outside London on what started as an unremarkable weeknight, a handful of locals were taking turns at the microphone when a young man slipped in through the side door and quietly took a stool at the bar. Nobody recognized him at first. That changed quickly. Ed Sheeran, one of the best-selling artists of his generation, has made a habit of wandering into small pubs and joining whoever happens to be singing, something he has done repeatedly throughout his career in England and Ireland. On this particular occasion, according to widely reported accounts, a woman belting out one of his own songs looked up mid-chorus to find Sheeran himself had taken the mic beside her. The room went absolutely still. Then it erupted. Sheeran finished the song with her, arm around her shoulders, grinning the entire time. He stayed for 2 more rounds before slipping back out the way he came. This is the same man who, in 2017, sold out 4 consecutive nights at Wembley Stadium to more than 80,000 people per show. And yet the witnesses in that small pub that Tuesday night would likely tell you their memory of that evening sits just as high.
That someday I'll share a home. I found a lover.
Number 9. Bruce Springsteen.
How a young Scot with a slingshot finally found a tender spot and throw.
New Jersey has always been Springsteen country, and the bars along the Jersey Shore have seen more than their fair share of his unannounced visits over the decades. The boss, as his fans have called him since the mid-1970s, has never entirely left the club circuit behind in spirit. On more than one occasion, bar patrons working through a karaoke version of Born to Run looked up to find Springsteen himself leaning against the stage, laughing. He has been known to take the mic, lock eyes with the stunned singer, and simply say something along the lines of "not bad" before launching into the chorus beside them. These appearances have been documented by fans, captured on phones, and shared widely, each one reinforcing the same truth about Springsteen. He never forgot where he came from. Born to Run was released in August of 1975, and 50 years later, strangers in Jersey bars are still tearing their hearts out singing it, which is precisely the kind of fact that seems to delight Springsteen most. Number 8. Jon Bon Jovi.
It's mine, it's now or never.
Another Jersey legend with a fondness for unannounced entrances. Jon Bon Jovi has walked into bars throughout New Jersey on multiple occasions when nobody expected him, most memorably during evenings when fans had no idea he was even in town. The story that circulates most often involves a bar where a man was working through a passionate, slightly off-key version of "Livin' on a Prayer" when Bon Jovi appeared behind him on the small stage. The singer did not flinch. By the second chorus, both men were performing together, the crowd filming with shaking hands. Bon Jovi reportedly stayed for over an hour, bought around for the house, and took photos with everyone who asked. He has said in interviews over the years that moments like those remind him why he got into music in the first place. "Livin' on a Prayer" reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February of 1987 and has never really left the cultural conversation since, which means the man in that bar had chosen wisely. Number 7. Taylor Swift.
Don't say I didn't warn you, so it's gonna be forever.
Taylor Swift's relationship with her fans is legendary in the music industry, and that relationship has occasionally spilled into very public, very unscripted spaces. Over the course of her career, Swift has dropped into fan gatherings at bars and lounges where her music was being performed by people who had no idea she was nearby. One of the most widely shared of these moments involved a karaoke lounge where a group of friends was performing a medley of her songs. Swift, who had been spotted in the city that evening, came in quietly, sat in the back, and waited until the final song before walking up. The look on the singers' faces when they turned around became a genuine cultural moment. shared across social media platforms, and covered by entertainment news outlets. Swift later described the experience in characteristically warm terms. The Eras Tour, which ran through 2023 and 2024 and grossed over $2 billion, only deepened the devotion that makes fans perform her catalog in bars in the first place.
You got that J-C-J-G in your eye, and I got that.
Number 6. Adele. London has always claimed Adele as its own, and she has returned that loyalty in memorable ways. Years before she became one of the most decorated artists in Grammy history, Adele was a regular presence in the pubs and music venues of South London. And even after global fame arrived, she never entirely disappeared from those spaces. There are multiple accounts, some documented, some passed along through fan communities, of Adele appearing at karaoke nights in London bars, often in casual clothes with minimal attention to being recognized. On at least one occasion, she reportedly walked into a bar where a young woman was performing Someone Like You, waited until the song ended, and then quietly told the woman she had a beautiful voice before the room caught on to who had just spoken. The reaction, by all accounts, was something close to disbelief. Someone Like You spent 5 weeks at #1 in the United Kingdom in 2011, and the image of its writer whispering a quiet compliment to a stranger in a South London pub is somehow entirely consistent with everything Adele has always said about why she makes music. Before we get to the top 5, drop a comment and let us know where you are watching from tonight. We love hearing from viewers all across the country and beyond.
Hello from the outside.
Number 5. Keith Urban.
Blowing like I never know. I'm breathing deeper than I've ever.
Nashville is a city where music lives in the walls, and Keith Urban has spent enough years there to know every bar worth walking into. The Australian-born country star, who built his American career from the ground up starting in the 1990s, has a well-documented fondness for sitting in with whoever happens to be playing on a given night. On more than one occasion, this has extended to karaoke bars, where unsuspecting singers have looked up mid-song to find Urban perched on a stool beside them with a borrowed guitar. He does not announce himself. He simply plays. The moment when the room pieces it together, that slow recognition rippling from table to table, has been captured several times by patrons who could not quite believe what they were seeing. Urban's ease in those moments is genuine. He is a player first and a star second. That instinct traces directly back to his early years playing the clubs of Brisbane and Sydney before he ever set foot in Tennessee, and it has never been trained out of him.
Makes me feel fine. Going through the jazz.
Number 4. Dave Grohl.
Calm down and waste away with me.
Few musicians in rock history carry the kind of effortless credibility that Dave Grohl does, and his reputation for showing up exactly where nobody expects him is well established. The Foo Fighters frontman and former Nirvana drummer has been known to wander into bars and pubs on both sides of the Atlantic, particularly in cities where his band is on tour. On more than one occasion, this wandering has led him directly into a karaoke night already in progress. Grohl's instinct in these situations is reportedly to simply blend in, wait for the right song, and then participate without ceremony. The accounts that have surfaced over the years describe a man visibly delighted by the chaos that follows recognition. Someone who treats these impromptu moments as a genuine pleasure rather than an obligation. That warmth is not an act. Everyone who has witnessed it says the same thing. Grohl has spoken publicly about his love for the communal, sweaty, imperfect energy of small venues, and a Tuesday karaoke bar is perhaps the purest version of that environment that exists. Number 3. Garth Brooks.
I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door.
In terms of sheer commercial impact, few American artists have matched what Garth Brooks accomplished from the late 1980s through the 1990s, and his connection to the honky-tonk tradition runs deep. Brooks grew up in bars in the musical sense, learning his trade at close range, and that background has never left him. Over the course of his career, there have been multiple reported instances of Brooks slipping into bars unannounced, particularly in Nashville and in Oklahoma, where he was raised in Yukon, a small city west of Oklahoma City. On at least one occasion, a karaoke singer working through friends in low places reportedly felt a hand on his shoulder partway through the second verse. Brooks finished the song with him. The crowd, which had been politely watching a regular Tuesday karaoke crowd, became something else entirely within about 30 seconds. Friends in Low Places debuted at #1 on the Billboard country charts in 1990 and spent 4 weeks there, which means the man on that stage had excellent taste in material.
9 o'clock the show is ending, but the fun is just beginning. She knows he's anticipating, but she's gonna keep him.
Number 2. Pink.
Pretty, pretty, please, don't you ever feel like you're last.
Pink has never been a performer who observes from a distance. Her career, stretching from her debut in the early 2000s through decades of arena tours, has been defined by physical commitment and personal daring, and those qualities follow her offstage as well. Multiple accounts exist of Pink appearing in bars during off nights on tour, drawn by the sound of music spilling out onto the street. In at least one reported incident, she heard a woman singing one of her own songs through an open door, walked in, and stood at the back listening until the song was finished. Then she walked forward, introduced herself to the stunned singer, and offered to do the song again, together, properly. The woman, by all accounts, did not know whether to cry, laugh, or both. She did both. Pink's Funhouse tour in 2008 and 2009 played to more than 2 million people across the globe. And somehow, the most electric moment she created that year may have happened in a bar that seated fewer than 100. Number 1. Dolly Parton.
I came to doubt you. All you gotta do is smile.
And at number 1, we land somewhere warmer and perhaps more fitting than anywhere else on this list. Dolly Parton, the Tennessee-born singer and songwriter who has spent more than 6 decades building one of the most beloved careers in American music, has a genuine and well-documented love for ordinary people in ordinary places. Over the years, stories have emerged, quietly and without fanfare, of Parton appearing in small bars and diners in Tennessee, sitting down with regular folks and joining in when music started. One account, which has been shared many times in fan communities, describes a karaoke bar in a small town where an older woman was singing "I Will Always Love You," the song Parton wrote and first recorded in the early 1970s, reaching #1 on the country charts in 1974 and again in 1982. Parton apparently listened from a corner booth, walked over when the song ended, and told the woman she had done it proud. The woman had no idea who had written the song she had just performed. That detail, more than anything else, tells you exactly who Dolly Parton is.
Don't